all over again. Playing games with my fragile heart all over again. You play with the feelings in my foolish heart. The words they wither on your lips. You shouldn't speak, 'cause the letters they cut deep. Your horse perfume still clogs the air. I hate it 'cause it lingers everywhere, all over again. Playing games with my fragile heart all over again. You play with the feeling in my foolish heart. You killed me, stabbed me twice, although it was I who held the knife. These ceramic walls are my last reprieve. Those cunning words no longer deceive. Those cunning words no longer deceive. Control escape from the memory of you. From the memory of you. From the memory of you. All over again. All over again.
Jeremy, I wonder whether that genre you call your style of music doom folk. I wonder if it's derived from that genre, as many of us know, doom metal, or is it derived from a sense of cynicism, as in like we're doomed kind of doom folk?
I think generally the music that I play is quite gloomy and doomy, you know, because I only write songs about living in Singapore, or the little red dot lah, as it's sometimes called. And right now in Singapore, there's a lot of changes going on politically, socially, and the average Singaporean is feeling a lot of stress. So I feel that the music reflects a certain I call it emotion or feeling that is coursing through the veins of Singaporeans now lah. It's all just like, wow, it's so hard, man. It's hard to make ends meet. You know, housing and all that is so expensive there. Cost of living is going up. So yeah, my music reflects that kind of those issues.
I see.
So doom folk was actually kind of a tongue-in-cheek thing. Even though when I was younger I did listen to a bit of doom metal, but yeah, it's just something that I feel adds a bit of relevance rather than just calling it folk,
I see.
because it's not like straight up, you know, like Pete Seeger or Woody Guthrie kind of folk.
I
Yeah,
see.
so
Understand.
that's basically
so
doom folk
it is
lah.
a derivation from a societal scope of.
Yeah, we're all doomed, man. We're all doomed.
And which brings me to sort of maybe some musicians that we could cite as your references, like speaking of Pete Seeger and other folk musicians. I'm sure you listen to a lot of Nick Drake or Elliott
Yeah.
Smith. Yeah.
So I mean, the thing is, all the guys that I like, most of them are dead lah.
Or
Elliott Smith, like we were talking the other night, Mark Linkers, you know, and the ones that are alive are like Mark Kozelek, Sun Kill Moon. These are the few guys who are still alive that I like. But all my songwriting idols, right, Kurt Cobain, Elliott Smith, you know, Jeff Hansen, they've all gone and their lives were very tragic, man.
yeah.
I think sometimes as a singer-songwriter, you have to be like sensitive and sometimes even overly sensitive about stuff.
To be
you know.
evocative.
Yeah, kind of, and you've got to write about things that are relevant to you lah. Asmil told me about this quote, something along the lines of, I write what I see. You know, so that's the kind of music that I write also in Singapore. I write about things that I see, and so I can't write about New York or London because I've never lived there. I've only lived in Singapore, so I can only write about the issues that are close to my heart there lah.
I see. So the style that you have adopted is not just derived because of your affinity for Elliott Smith, but also because it's relevant to you then.
Yeah, definitely, man. Elliott Smith is a big influence of mine.
You wrote a song about
Yeah,
him.
I wrote a song about Elliott Smith called Let's Get Low. It's basically because, I think he died in 2003. So that was a very kind of sad period of time lah. One of your heroes passes away. So later on, when I started listening to all his other stuff, Elliott Smith, Figure 8, Either Or, then I decided, okay, I'm going to write a song about Elliott Smith's death, so to speak lah. And there are references in the song relating to how he died and whatnot.
You mentioned something interesting that night we were hanging out. You mentioned that you probably will never leave Singapore because you would love to continue writing about Singapore.
True.
I guess Singapore is essential to your music, isn't it?
It is, man. My next project that I'm going to start once I get back to Singapore, I've already written a few songs, is to write songs about the different public housing estates that I've stayed in Singapore. So I've already written 4. I'm trying to write maybe another 6 and make it into an album and just call it like the housing estates of Singapore or something like that lah. Then because each estate has its own, different demographic and different feeling lah. So I've moved around quite a bit when I was younger, and even now I've moved from like Little India to slightly further out, and I've even stayed in like those kind of like yuppie kind of middle class places, and I've stayed like beside construction workers and foreign workers before. So each has its own flavor
Wow.
in that sense. So, I mean, I love Singapore, man. Don't get me wrong. Because a lot of people tell me,
Yeah.
oh, so you must really hate living in Singapore, but it's not true lah.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
Singapore for all its idiosyncrasies and all, the good stuff as well as the bad. I don't really see myself leaving there because family is there, friends are there.
Yeah.
But sometimes I do question myself lah. If things go on as they are now, will I be able to support my family there? Have kids there? Because it's going to be like really expensive next time. Then don't earn a lot of money as a journalist. So I'm still weighing up. Maybe I live in JB lah, but work in Singapore.